So this is going to be a bit weird because Star Ocean 2 technically doesn't release until tomorrow as of the stream. But hey, they've had a 3-hour demo for a while now. Like, I want to say like over a month. And I've kind of been delaying it because I felt like it'd be weird to just do it and then wait a month. Because you could keep the save progress over. So I figured, might as well do it now to show off the game and just, convince people to make sales. Because, I'm not being sponsored. Who would ever sponsor the stream? No one, that's who. But let's talk about Star Ocean 2 and how I fucking love this one game in a series of fucking flops. Balance changes? Oh, buddy. Let me tell you. So let's talk about Star Ocean as a series. It's something I've been always wanting to show off, but there's just a slight problem with that. Because, Star Ocean 1 is mid. Star Ocean 2 was the first Star Ocean to come over in America, which is really weird if you think about it, and it was probably the best in the series, and it was really good. But afterwards, Star Ocean 3 sucked a lot, but I liked it a lot. Why is my controller going crazy? Star Ocean 4 really sucked a lot. Star Ocean 5, mid, but not in a fun way like with Star Ocean 1 or 3. Star Ocean 6, okay. If I were to do a Star Ocean quote-unquote series, it would probably be just 2 and 6. Because 2 feels like a really weird fluke in that it was like, it did all of the things right to make a very compelling story, and then it was just never good again. No, yeah, that's a good point. I would probably do 2, then 3, then 6, if I were to do Star Oceans. But, Star Ocean 2 got what I like to call the Octopath glow up, and you'll understand what I mean when we start this demo. But like, this is a lot for a remake, goddamn dude. But also, not a whole lot, because we have these, like, actually really good portraits. Like, these portraits look incredibly well designed for a game that is ostensibly 20 years old. And they never touch the sprites, which is weird because I believe the Gachapon game Lost Dragalia has brand new sprites for Cloud and Rena for an event, and they're really good looking. They should be NFA5. Oh, you haven't seen the PSP game. Oh, you're talking about the PSP games. Did you stream the first one? No, because I don't think it's remarkable in any way. This was the first game to be released in America, and, like, the best in the series. Like, it's like, nothing will ever be as good as this, because A, the first thing is you get to choose your main character, and this influences a lot. The big payoff is that you get 2 different viewpoints of the story, and this is kind of a thing that Star Ocean always does, that you have the spacer, and you have the fantasy character. And you get 2 different viewpoints of the plot, but the big thing about Star Ocean 2 specifically is, Rena gets the ultimate weapon. I'm not joking, like, if you play as Rena, you will get the ultimate sword that 2 characters could use. Which is why we're not gonna play as Rena, because this game is meant to play as Claude. Also, there's a thing that is notorious about Star Ocean 2. Even for back then, in the good old days of like 2002, the voice acting was ponderously bad. And when I say ponderously bad, I don't mean like, oh, it's like got a couple funny things. The Vlads are very funny reads, but you hear them so many fucking times, dude. There's a lot of jokes like pair into peaches, alpha on 1, explosion pills. If there's a line in this game, you're going to hear it forever. It's worse than a Tales game. But this is a weird one in that this game has all new voice acting. Like, everyone is differently voiced. Which is gonna be weird, because I don't know what I'm gonna do for a choice. Mainly because the big thing about Star Ocean 2 that a lot of it did better than a lot of its contemporaries is that because of the 2 plot points, you have 2 totally different... You have 3 choices you can make in the game that'll get you 3 different characters. The first one is your main character will get you an accompanying character. Claude gets Leon? A 12-year-old cat boy, like, genius scientist that is, like, probably one of the best defensive casters in the game. Rena gets DS, a childhood friend who's, like, peak edge, but also one of the best melee characters in the game. That is your first choice of optional characters you could get. That is locked in. Your other optional choices are, Opera Vectra, a three-eyed humanoid character who is the best DPS and healer in the game, bar none. Or you get Ashton Anchors, the funniest fucking character in the entire series. And the third choice is, later on in the series, you get to choose between Bowman, another very good melee DPS, and who the fuck is the other gal? It's like some weird, like, scientific genius. She does robots and shit. I can never remember names because I never pick her because her voice is, like, the worst. Precis, that's it. You choose between Bowman and Precis. Both are acceptable choices because ultimately, like, your main melee DPS is going to be Claude and or DS, and more likely Opera. But Bowman is very funny because if you develop a certain skill, he can match the main character pretty well. But this is making me wonder if it's going to be worth picking up Precis just to hear the voice. And yes, Welsh is in this version. They've shown key art with her.
Space. The realm.
This voice sounds weird, right? The Shinji Ikari fucking voice is Claude now.
Inspired the dreams of billions. These dreams, countless in number, spread infinitely throughout the universe.
I gotta lie though, I kinda like this voice for Claude.
Are nightmares.
Cause Claude is the most rookie-ass rookie ever. He's not gonna troll around like this talking about fighting and shit and having very witty witticisms. He's a fucking, like, doughy boy.
Igniting the flames of ferocious warfare across the galaxy.
I don't hate it. I actually think it's very appropriate. But it is very odd. Also, I gotta turn on the ceiling fan. 1 second. Enjoy the intro.
For its victory in the battle against Lazonia. SD-346.
Oh, don't worry, Carmine. This voice swept the leg for me as well, but the more I heard, I was like, you know, I don't hate it.
Mysterious virus outbreak on the underdeveloped frontier planet Roke. They also were able to prevent the tyrannical G.A. Revorce's diabolical plan.
All of this is Star Ocean 1, by the way. This is a direct sequel, which is weird that it's the first game America got.
At the unprecedented young age of 38. I respected him more than anybody else in my life. I know that being a Federation officer is among the greatest accomplishments anyone can hope to achieve in this universe.
So let me tell you one big flaw about Star Ocean, and that you may have seen it there. This is a sci-fi-ass space opera symphony.
I'm not just the son
that cast was entirely humans.
Hero of the Pan-Galactic Federation. So what am I doing here, of all places?
We got Star Ocean 1 eventually in the PSP, but like I said, it's not really remarkable. The most alien thing you get ever is fish people in Star Ocean 3. By the way, these new portraits look fucking great.
No, sir. None of the wavelengths are showing any response. The field resembles a magnetic energy field somewhat, but its exact nature is still uncertain at the moment.
So it's possible that it's absorbing all the waves from the sensors.
I know Rodix's voice
Try
from
running
somewhere.
a spectral analysis on the magnetic waves the field is emitting. Claude, you're a ranking officer now. Use this to protect everyone if something happens. What's wrong? Nervous?
I do like the precedent. This is like, hey, you picked the sci-fi character. Here, have a gun.
No, not exactly, sir.
Don't tell me you're already quaking in your boots, Claude. It's not the kind of behavior I expect from an ensign.
By the way, I'm pretty sure the lines are different, but not radically. I think they are more, like, modernized. Like, the big issue with Star Ocean 2 is, like, it still had character limits at about that time, so the audio was always a little weird.
You can use this phase gun in battle by pressing the special arts button.
Ah, I love
Don't be afraid to pull the
tutorialisms.
trigger, it might just save your life.
Who is Spike Spencer? What has he done that's, like, remarkable?
No good, Admiral. There's no match with anything in our databases.
Ah, my bad, Kyle.
Is that right? All right, let's get a closer look at it then.
So this has been relocalized to Uncrungle the Dot. Wait! It is Shinji! Oh, man. This is perfect. I was joking when I said Shinji Ikari-ass voice, and it fits! Claude is the unwitting teenage hero that gets thrown into a scenario that he's not really want to be a part in. Of course it would be perfect that Shinji Ikari voices him. That's more like getting the damn spaceship crod.
What can this possibly be? Just why would anyone build something like this here?
Also, just to keep in mind, chat, we're looking at what is basically the Octopath Traveler style that they have, like, codified across various elements of the game industry. This is not what you would see initially in the main game. The main game had preset, maps and shit, like, all that stuff in, back in the day. This is, like, this offers a lot of really good perspective changes.
We'll need to find a way into the dome first.
Reyna is Eden Regal or Sherry Birkin, and Flesh von Burgies from Three Hopes. I've never heard of that character.
You're right. All crew, spread out and investigate the area.
He's not 38 right now. He got the rank of ensign at 38.
Stay alert, people. Safety is of the utmost priority.
I don't know when Claude's birthday is off the top of my head, but, that was just like the notable age that, Ronixus got his ensignship. Icons, because this is a modern JRPG. Milakini, I believe that is a relevant plot element in the first game. Claude, why don't you try exploring this area a bit too? Be social. So there's some way to open this door. You'd think there'd be a switch or sensor somewhere nearby. Something convenient, you know. That's quite the dome, isn't it, sir? You think there's a way to open the entrance? They light map the sprites so they're not literally flat. Their pixels reflect like 3D objects. Yeah, like, it's something they do in Octopath as well. Yeah, I don't know who Flesh is from Treehouse.
Dad? Admiral?
What is it, Claude?
Also, is this on autoplay, or did I...
Did you find something?
I think this is some type of control device.
Did you
Maybe
play
it'll open up an entrance into the
P5?
dome.
Yes. Persona 5, you mean?
Good job, Claude. Just as I expected.
I wonder if there's any more good news of Dragon Quest 2.5D. I've heard about that. Wow, okay. That's really funny because that's the one girl I dated in Persona 5.
How does it look? Think you can figure it out?
Just give me a little more time and I should be able to...
No, don't skip. I'm trying to figure out what was autoplay. There we go, auto. We got voice acting, why not use auto? Was that the shogi person? Yes. The gal in possession of the Togo engine. Also, Jirodin corrected me, they're right. I meant to say Admiral. Ronnie's sister Jay Kenny got Admiral at 38
Got
because
it.
of the events
It's
of Star
open.
Ocean 1. Which is funny because from what I remember at the start of the game, you don't really see Ronixus as the
I
start
don't
of the
see
game.
any sensors or security measures at the entrance. Beyond that, I can't say anything until we actually go inside.
All right, let's proceed inward and begin with the investigation. Look alive, everyone. We don't know what we'll find inside.
Thinking about, like, the idea of, like, a Star Ocean playthrough, I do want to try out 6 for the stream at some point. Just because I kind of appreciate that no one in 6 is fucking stupid. Like, one big thing about Star Ocean is that it's always the clash of, like, sci-fi versus fantasy. And in 6 there's and throughout, like, 3 and 4 in particular, people are fucking stupid. The fantasy characters don't believe that there's a place beyond their little, like, humble home of, oh, there can't be more, like, things out there outside of space, it's just here, right? In Star Ocean 6, there's a point where you meet an android and her arm is ripped the McFuck off. And this is, like, 2 hours in. And when the fantasy characters see this, they're like, oh, shit, what the fuck? Okay, no, you're right, yeah, cool. Like, people are smart, and when I say that, I mean also the sci-fi character is not, like, the savior of all things in 6. I jokingly call him Biff McLarchoos because he's just a meathead. The first thing he does when engaging in combat in the fantasy world is say, well, I'm not really good at any fighting, but hey, give me that big sword, I can fucking swing it. But I digress. Star Ocean 2. I just like the idea of, like, playing Star Oceans for the stream, because I'm very fascinated with the series, with its ups and downs. Also, if we do anything past this game, you get to be introduced to the, Underdeveloped Planet Protection Act, and how it's the stupidest fucking plot contrivance for 3 goddamn games. So, Graham from Astalon. I think so? Biff McLargehuge is at least self-aware. Either somebody just copy-pasted the voice cast or they got the old team back. Oh, interesting. I don't remember these voices from the second story. Or from the PSP game. They probably got the old team back because they, like... I don't think they just, like, copy-pasted over. I could be wrong, though. Square Enix has done some weird stuff.
Don't be careless, Claude. Wait till we figure out what that thing is before you go near it.
Also, that would actually track a lot more, because Ronix's audio sounds a bit tinny.
Don't worry, it's nothing special. I'll be fine.
Unless they're doing it specifically for this room.
Stop! Don't go any closer! We still don't know what that device is capable of!
Get back here! Stay away from that thing, Claude. Claude!
It was really
How are
funny
we supposed
because
to
in the
accomplish
original
this
game
if
this
you're
was
going to be
like
that scared?
incomprehensible? Like, you couldn't tell what this thing was.
Look, there's no danger at all.
Come on, Claude, don't be a big dumbass. Well, unfortunately for you, Claude is blonde. So he's kind of a moron.
What? What? No!
It really is Shinji, fuck! That's so funny!
He's gone. Claude!
Man, imagine being a dad of Ronix's rank and realizing that your actions just atomized your son? Also, I feel like Otto is just a bit too slow for me. How's it going? Oh, we're just checking out Star Ocean 2 is all. I kind of want to play this, like, as, like, a big project. Because I want to see what they do, you know? There's a lot of big scenes in this game that I still remember to this day, and I want to see how they do it in, like, the Octopath style. Technically, the sun's actions atomize the sun. Well, Ronixus, you know, being an admiral, Could have just fucking clotheslined his son. I'm playing an RPG Maker game and I learned that the mood is haunted. It always is.
Oh, that's right. I was on Milokenia. And then that light swallowed me up.
This is so weird, knowing that this is just Shinji. Also, somebody mentioned that Richard Epcar directed the PSP voice acting. Who is that? Because the name is familiar to me, but I don't know why. Memory bad, after
Where
all.
the hell am I? Dad, where is everyone?
But oh, okay.
Hey, I still have my communicator.
I do gotta appreciate Claude here, because he's just like, where am I? Oh, right, I have a phone. No one else in the future of Star Ocean is this
I
smart.
can't get a signal.
By the way, they remastered every song in this
Where
game.
am I? Where
So
did
the
I get
music
sent
might
to?
sound a little different. Wait,
Well, I can't just sit
Bato
around
voiced
here and do
Bobobo
nothing.
Bobobo
Need to figure
what?
out where I am right away.
This man is great, what the hell? So I believe we're about to learn the big change they made to the combat system.
From the looks of it, this place might be some underdeveloped planet. Now, where could I possibly be?
Oh, I wonder if they're gonna make mention of the UP3 in this game now that it's a big thing in every other game.
That's
Fucking
there's someone
UP3,
there.
man.
Whoa! Look out! Behind you! Huh? I gotta help her.
I gotta admit, I like Claude because he's way more proactive than Shinji. Man faces down a gorilla, no issue.
How about this?
By the way, we have a fucking gun. They adjusted the damage though, because in the original game, it used to do 600 damage and would just atomize that monkey.
Whoa!
I don't know if they do the old victory lines of that's somewhere around 80
Good
points.
thing I made it in time.
Wait, did they have lasers in
Should've
Congo?
used my phase gun. Great. How could I have been so careless? That
I think the
probably
gorilla
violated
still
the
survives
Underdeveloped
2 to 3
Planet
shots
Preservation
in
Act.
the original game. But you start the game with like, laser gun versus monkey, 600 damage.
But I had to do it. If I didn't pull the trigger, I couldn't have saved that girl.
Man, this is really funny to compare this to Shinji, where Shinji's like, I don't want to hurt anyone, while Claude's like, I had to shoot this motherfucker down. I had to save this girl.
You alright? Oh, that was a close one. By the way, if you don't mind me asking,
I think the only game in the series that I know is Star Ocean 4. I'm sorry. You know the worst game in the series.
hey, wait! She ran away from me.
I mean, you did just shoot lasers and atomize a monkey, man. This game doesn't do cut-ins like Tales games at the time. This game does private actions, which we'll see later in the game. So don't worry about... Oh, they also do this for, like, you know, context. Very sad. Here's something that is different from the original game. Chests are different. I think the rewards are actually different too. By the way, for context, since this is like one of the big plot points of the
good.
split,
I was hoping you'd wait for me.
Rena's story is remarkably like less high stakes. It is just a normal day for her, and she decides to go out in the forest to clear her head, and the monkey attacks, and then Claude. You don't even get to see the fight with Claude. He just shoots the monkey dead.
I'm sorry I ran away like that.
Oh, no, that's okay.
It's just that everything happened so quickly. I was really shocked.
Scary, huh?
Yes, a little. Still, I'm really sorry about all this.
Hello, Nave.
You saved me, but I just ran off like that.
Oh god, is that Estelle? Because somebody posted the voice actor a while ago. But it is remarkably similar to Estelle.
Nah, don't worry about it. Besides, you did stop to wait, didn't you?
Oh, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Reyna. Reyna Lanford.
By the way, you know how I said that this is the big problem with the game is that for a sci-fi game there's a distinct lack of aliens? Hey, guess what, Space Elf?
Oh, and, I'm Claude. Claude C. Kinney. Hi.
Estelicidus, yes. Like, if I ever do more Star Oceans, I'll cover this in way more detail, but, like, it hits a peak in, like, Star Ocean 4, where you are space humans aligning yourself with the space elves to fight the space lizard folk, and you're just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Also, Buzz Lightyear's in that game, but hey.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Kenny. So, Mr. Kenny, was there something you wanted to ask me earlier?
Oh, are you instantly hearing Parent of Peaches?
Oh, right. It's nothing that important, really, but... where am I?
I like this as a plot beat because for everybody else but Claude, this is the most baffling thing to
Are you a
ask.
traveler?
Something like that, yeah.
Where are you from?
From Earth?
Do they do the thing here?
Earth? Where is that?
They don't. In the original PS1 game, Claude says Earth as in like proper spelling. She calls it I think it's URTH?
I figure she wouldn't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, it is the PSP audio? Dang. I mean, it's still good
how can I
voice
put it?
direction. I just thought it was like all
It's
new
really
voices.
far away from here. Really far away. Probably.
I keep seeing Claude as naked when he's facing up.
A
I have to
faraway
see what you're
place?
talking about.
I have never even been off this continent. That's really amazing. Is Earth farther away than L?
Haha, foreshadowing.
I suppose, yeah.
It must have been quite a long and difficult journey.
Oh, that's somewhere around 80 points. Here's the big thing that threw me off my fucking, like, balance when I saw this. This looks really
Mr.
good.
Kenny, once we cross this bridge, we'll be in Arlia.
Arlia, is that where you live? But, are you sure it's alright if I just barge in?
Of course it is. Besides, I need to repay you somehow.
No, please, don't worry about it. I didn't do anything that special.
You don't have to be so modest. It won't be much, just the least I can offer you. So please.
It's so weird that this game gets something this, like, lovingly well done. Yet, Final Fantasy VI doesn't get something like this, or even, like, the DS makes stuff. Also, like, there's just a bunch of JRPGs from back in the day that I wonder, why don't they get this much love too? The old voice cast Jimmy Freeman as Claude. Oh, how do I, stop Nightbot from doing that? But yeah, this is nuts. You didn't get this idyllic walk into Arlia in the original game. You were just there.
Here we are. Welcome to Arlia.
Xenogears Remake. That's a tough one because so much was left on the cutting room floor for Xenogears.
I haven't breathed air this clean in a long time.
What do you mean by clean air? Is there such a thing as dirty air?
Man, it's so weird to think that the voice actor who played Estelle would get so many leading roles.
Yeah, it's sure dirty where I come from anyway.
Really? I don't think I would like that.
I don't think so either. This feels 1,000 times better.
Oh, it would be so funny if we would introduce Rena to fucking Jersey.
Well, there's plenty of clean air here, so breathe as much as you please.
Oh, by the way, just because we're not gonna see it, if we do this, we're not gonna see it for like 60 McFucking hours. This game has a social link ending system, where depending on who you use in the party at what times and what social links you use, every character has an ending with every character. And depending on like the ratio of who likes who, it could depend on how the ending plays out. One of them being, if Claude and Rena hook up and Rena likes Claude more, she will actively leave her home planet to go with Claude to Earth, which is really fucking funny to think about.
I need to run back home for a little bit, Mr. Kenny. Would you mind maybe taking a walk around the village for a little while?
Sure, no problem.
I don't know if they have a
I'll be right back.
kid, but I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised. I think my favorite one that I got is that I accidentally got, Ashton hooked up with a super secret character, and it was really funny.
Maybe the villagers will have something helpful to tell me.
Claude, my man, you gotta remember, you're like super sci-fi character in a JRPG. Also, this game has a new system just because they wanted to pad out stuff with more like interactable points now that they made like the entire overworld from scratch. So we get historical points. A handmade general-purpose water reel that is an essential part of daily life in Arlia. One used to see things like this on Earth, too. I wonder if the viewpoints change per character, but those give EXP. Also, the demo doesn't show it, but the big thing about this game is gonna be the skill points. Let's go RB Air Slash. Because we're gonna need that. So here's one of the big things that threw me for a fucking loop. You just get the skills immediately. Like stuff like body control, sidestep, concentration, you wouldn't get until, Oh, what was the big city that's just after Mars? Is that Kite? I don't know. But, like, you don't get battle skills until, like, hour 15. But this is completely new to the game. You can directly improve, skills. Because I think they cut a lot of the fat of, like, the crafting skill points in this game. But they let you, to compensate, they let you, do stuff. We'll check out signposted areas later. Because, Rena's gonna tell us all about her village later. Bowman Jean is Guzma from Pokemon. Hell yeah! It's your boy Bowman! I think the Equip Wizard was in the original game. Oh yeah, I should be talking to NPCs, shouldn't I? They might have funny things to say. You know how to grind out air slash? It sounds like it. It's your boy Bowman. I'm here to deliver some pills to ya. Oh, I'm sorry, they're explosion pills. I'm gonna go jump off a cliff now later. Did I talk to you? I do like people look at Claude and be like, where are you from? You look weird, dude. By the way, man, this building must look super familiar. It's wild to see it like this. Qigong style explosion pills. This is where I want to go?
So where is he right now?
Well, I told him to look around town for a bit.
Wait a minute, Reyna.
So, here's the cool thing, I feel like in the original game this house was like half the size.
Excuse me.
Ah, is something wrong, Mr. Kenny?
I just kind of stumbled in here while breaking into other people's houses, sorry.
No, I was just walking around the village and I wound up here.
Oh, I see. I didn't expect you to be here.
Is this a bad time?
Oh, no, not at all.
I gotta give Claude credit. He's very polite.
Mom, this is Mr. Kenny. He's the one who saved me earlier.
Oh my. So he's the one you told me about? Well, hello there, Mr. Kenny. I'm Reyna's mother. Just call me Westa. Reyna said that you saved her from a dangerous situation earlier.
Yeah, it was a real monkey of a problem.
Oh, it wasn't anything special at all.
But of course it is. It would have been a disaster if you hadn't shown up when you did. I told this girl
Why
time
did
and
they
again to
highlight
stay away from the
disaster?
sacred forest, but she never listens to me.
Oh, Mom.
I do like how they throw you off here. Because for those who know about Star Ocean 2, they know about the thing with Rena. But you go over here at the beginning and they're like, oh, yeah, that's clearly her mom, right?
Reyna, you should just be glad that you're okay.
I wonder, do they show
Anyways,
the
Mr. Kenny, I'm sorry I
ears?
kept you waiting. I'm done here, so how about I show you around the village?
I need to look at Westa's portrait again.
Ah, yes, please. Thank you.
All right, see you later, Mom.
Okay, I got it. Have fun, you two.
Yeah. The ears are not pronounced on Westa's art.
It was nice meeting you, ma'am.
Like, you wouldn't be able to tell that in the original version because,
I'm sorry about my
of the
mother.
sprites.
She can be annoying sometimes.
It doesn't bother me. My parents are kind of the same way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like my dad would clothesline me for any things I would do.
Yeah, like you wouldn't believe. You'd be amazed.
Yeah, like, looking at the remake now, this it's really fucking amazing how much effort they put in this.
Well, shall we get going?
Can we see? Nope, it is just Claude. Also, they do a thing that they do in, like, the DS Final Fantasy games, and have character thoughts in the menu. Do they voice act these? This is the home of the Mayor of Aria. He's a really knowledgeable guy, but he doesn't seem to be in right now. Alright, Rena, let's rob the place! Remember, kids, even though this is a full-ass remake, this is still a JRPG. You can rob everyone. Oh yeah, they're in the promo material, don't worry. This is the home of the town carpenter and his family. He's got a big job in the next town over right now, so I don't see him home very much these days. So the two kids here are here by themselves? That's right, those poor kids. Try to visit them and chat as often as I can. That's pretty nice of you, Irina. Oh, not at all. I try. Ah, time to rob children of their strawberry jam. Damn, Claude, you're a monster. Gabriel was Richard Epps. I have a question, Carmine. Were those characters always named that? Because I realized, Gabriel, Metatron, Lucifer, Because I don't remember them being those names. Pretty sure they were that originally. How very biblical. Oh, so they did change them. Okay. Yeah, I remember in Dalcio. That's why I was perplexed. Yeah, this is a funny one for Claude specifically, because it's really funny to see a sci-fi guy be like, what the fuck are herbs? What is up, Divine Hero? You gonna limit or release the final boss? That's a good question. Because A, you need to beat the game still to limit break the boss. And B, you need to do the Cave of Trials to do it, which I still am gonna do. Is Star Ocean 2 and Isekai. Not in the traditional sense, but yes. I would kind of consider a lot of the Star Oceans quote-unquote Isekais. What is the traditional sense? Oh, Claude would have to be ran over by a truck in order and reincarnated here. And then live his first, 19 years of his life with, like, meta-knowledge? And this is more of a lighter isekai where he is technically in a fantasy world, but he wasn't killed. He was teleported and outer influences could still affect the plot. Also, I should go shopping, shouldn't I? By the way, they balanced the shit out of Resurrection Elixirs. Ooh, buddy. This is the house of a newlywed couple. They're so in love with each other, it's almost embarrassing to watch. Oh. Funny, because this was also still in the original game. Demo. Yeah, the game's not out for another 12 hours, so I figured this would be a great way to get, like, episode 1 of the LP going, Mox. Plus, the save file transfers over, so, like, why the hell not? Gonna rob from some newlyweds. Gonna steal their blueberries. He just raided their fucking pantry. I believe it transfers. If not, I'll just have to play the game again. This is Velding Church. We hold wedding ceremonies and things in here. Father Marshall's a very hard-working man. He's always there for us if there's something we need to talk about. Hey, what religion do you all practice? Asking for a friend because I want to know if, like, Jesus is here too. Sounds like a wonderful man. Today is the official release 12 hours from now. Because it releases in November 3rd in Japan, which is November 2nd for us. Specifically 9 a.m. Pacific time, so noon Eastern. Hey, what religion do y'all practice? Oh, you're polytheistic. Okay. By the way, that earthquake comment, foreshadowing. Jesus exclusively saves the souls of only humans. All you pagan elves are damned to oblivion. By the way, I don't think you get to go here specifically for the, in the original game. Oh, one thing that I am quite upset about that didn't transfer over from the PS1 game, but I guess it makes sense. Items don't have the 3D spin, and that disappoints me. One of the things I enjoyed about Star Ocean 2 was just watching items spin in the menu. It makes sense that they don't do it because at the time they were doing it to show off how powerful the PS1 was. But you know, what could you do? I don't know, I'll check Anora. Nope. Help backstore confirm. Nope, can't spin items. It's JPEG, my man. Well, now that we toured the town, we should just deposit Reyna at her house.
Mom, I'm back!
Hello. Reyna, I wasn't expecting you two to be back so early. Just in time, though. I was just finishing up everything.
Man, did you just cook like an entire 3-course meal in like 5 minutes?
Finishing up? What?
So, it doesn't look as big in the original game, but, I like this meal of an entire ass turkey, a bunch of loaves of bread, a casserole, more loaves of bread, a pot of some kind of soup, and 7 watermelons.
Mom, what's all this food here for?
Why does she have so
Doesn't it
many
look
watermelons?
delicious? I put all of my best recipes out on the table for you.
Ah yes, your best recipe. Bread.
That's not what I mean.
What? Did I do something wrong? I just thought I'd thank Mr. Kenny with a nice meal.
I understand that, but isn't this a little much?
Is it? He's pretty young, so I figured he'd have a big appetite.
You know what?
You are hungry,
Fair,
aren't you, Mr. Kenny?
Shim. Bread is good, especially sourdough.
Actually, I am, yeah.
See, a real man could put all this away, no problem. So eat as much as you like, all right?
I feel like if she said that to me, I'd just like shirk a little bit because I think I would be able to eat like a fraction of that.
Thanks.
Oh, Mom.
Also, man, that's a very like carb-heavy diet. I guess the watermelons help for roughage, but like, who eats watermelon as part of like a dinner meal? An hour of eating later.
Thank you so much for the meal, but I just can't eat anymore.
They look like cabbages to me. I'd say that's somehow worse.
Are you okay? You didn't have to force it all down, you know.
I'm fine. I've got a cast iron stomach.
I do like the new voice direction.
I'm sorry my mother made so much.
Like, Mr. Epcar really did knock it out of the park with this.
It was all delicious, though. My mother would never be able to do something like that.
Thanks for the compliment. I'm glad you're happy. I'm gonna go downstairs and help my mother clean up. Feel free to rest up here for a bit, all right?
Sure, that sounds good. Man, I'm full.
God,
I wonder how she's doing. I hope she isn't too worried about me.
Well, A, I don't think she got the news yet. B, how is she supposed to respond to, I'm sorry, honey, I atomized our only child?
I've got to find a way to get home. Reina's taking a while.
Also, man, this must be wild for, like, if you think about this from a contemporary standpoint. Because, like, I just imagine Claude, like, sitting in the lounge chair after eating a nice meal, whipping out the communicator and turning on and realizing, oh, I don't have internet. Man, I wonder what's taking Reina so long. Reina did tell me to stay upstairs. I shouldn't break into Reina's room.
Ah, hello, ma'am.
How was the meal, Mr. Kenny? I didn't make too much, did I?
I really like Westa's voice here, because it's a pretty good, like, accent for someone who's just, like, you know, living in a farming village.
Oh, not at all. All of it was wonderful. Thanks for making it.
Just enough of that southern twang without being a little weird.
Really? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. You're welcome.
Oh god, no, you know what that voice is? That's a Wisconsin voice.
So you really liked it?
I really did.
I can't believe we wound up in space Wisconsin.
Are you 100% sure?
I'm 100% sure about it.
Like, if this was any other area, I feel like Westa would follow stuff up with Don't Ya Know.
Well, thank goodness. I wouldn't know what to do if it wasn't good enough for the hero.
Put a pin on that, Shim. Cause note that Westa
did
is
you just
not
say
an elf.
Hero?
Burger Chat returns from Mom,
I'm back!
Reina, oh, no.
What's wrong, Mom? Why are you panicking like that?
No, it's just that I've...
I made it
Calm
weird.
down, Mom. Tell me what's wrong.
I said it.
I'm trying to remember what burger chat is, Jaredon.
Said what?
I said the H word.
What? You told him that? So what did he say?
I don't think he understood what I meant.
The scene was always so funny in the original game, in that the pre-rendered background made it look like the stairs were like really deeply angled, so Cloud would like be at a weird angle.
Look, what's going on here?
Please be calm, everyone. It's all right. He doesn't understand what this is all about either.
Oh, Mr. Kenny.
This must be Claude C. Kenny then, yes? Allow me to say,
What's-
I'm honored to make your acquaintance.
What's his middle
My
initial?
name is
Always
Regis,
C.
and I humbly serve this village as its mayor.
Also, fun thing to know about this game, in the original game at least, I don't know if you could do it in this game, you could edit the names of the characters, but they would still use their names in voice acting.
Good to meet you, sir.
Allow me to thank you profusely for saving our dear Reina's life in the sacred forest.
Oh, not at all, sir.
Speaking of which, Reina has told me that you are, at present, in the midst of a journey.
Oh, well, it's hardly worth calling a journey, really.
I just love this idea that Claude is basically sitting there like, man, I feel like I'm in fucking Dragon Quest III right now, what's happening?
So tell me, where is your destination? The Kingdom of Cross? Or perhaps the continent of Lacour?
Lacquer, that's it. That's when you start getting combat arts.
Well,
By the way, for those of you that have been familiar with the name, they bungled the city names a bit to be less, simplified.
A curious traveler indeed. Not only do you not know where you are, but where you are going is also yet unknown.
Also, this voice Regis is using is very familiar, but I don't remember why.
what are you trying to say, sir?
Mr. Kenny, if you will forgive my rudeness for a moment, I do believe everything you have told us has been a lie. You are far from an ordinary traveler.
If I'm not a traveler, then what am I?
A visitor from another world. A hero of legend, hidden under the guise of a traveler. In fact, even you will agree that you are the hero of light who has come to fulfill his duty as our savior. Am I wrong?
Man, this really is a fucking isekai, holy shit. I didn't even think of that.
What? Listen, what would possibly make you think that
If it's proof you need, then let me share with you a glimpse of our world. It has been told in our history that when the people of Expel are suffering under the threat of impending doom, a hero will appear in garbs of foreign make, and with his sword of light, he will save us all.
So, one thing about Star Ocean is that, from 3 onwards, a plot contrivance called the UP3 Act exists. Is the equivalent of what? The Prime Directive in Star Trek? To where you're not supposed to use advanced technology in underdeveloped planets. This game set that precedent because they didn't want to have to write this bullshit again.
Your clothes are nothing like what we have, and you carry the sword of light. What more proof do we need?
what are you... I don't have any sword of light.
Of course you do. You used a blinding light to save me earlier.
That?
That moment of,
Maybe he really
oh
isn't the one."
shit.
He's got to be.
I think I know why you're all confused. This weapon of mine, it's not a sword of light, although I'll admit that it's something like one, but still, carrying this around doesn't make me any kind of special hero. There's gotta be some kind of mistake.
I will say I'm a little sad that, like, they don't play around with, like, this in other games. Like, it'd be really fucking funny that if in a future Star Ocean, like, Dude gets warped into a fantasy realm, uses, I don't know, a Mach 10, and then they call him the Thunder Invoker.
How can you say that?
Well, I mean, I'm not a hero. I don't have any kind of power like that. I don't even have any idea what's going on here. How can you expect me to save anyone at all?
You truly have no idea? You really don't know anything about the Sorcery Globe or the Cataclysms?
You know, now that I think about it, it's really funny here because this is the first time that this appears in the game's story. But if you have the original game and you have the instruction manual, they actually give you like an overview of the events that are happening in the planet Expel. Namely, well, I think the mayor expounds on this, but you would know about this if you read the instruction manual.
We're not talking about something that happens in the village here. We're talking about the cataclysms that have affected the entire world. It seems that you do not really know what we are talking about. Please allow me to explain. It all began 3 months ago. On another continent, northwest of this village, there is a kingdom by the name of El. One fateful day, a meteor crashed upon Aluria, a town located within El's territory. At first, people saw it as merely a rare and remarkable celestial event. But before long, a cataclysm took place. Great hordes of monsters suddenly appeared in the once peaceful nation, and the havoc they spread devastated the kingdom of El.
It's always so weird to see like these really well, like nicely rendered 3D backgrounds, and then like sprites.
There has never been anything like this before in our world. Not until the arrival of that meteor. It only stands to reason that the two events are related to each other. The meteor came to be called the Sorcery Globe, a stone of pure demonic evil. No matter how you look at it, that stone must be the reason for the disasters that have befallen the world. And now, just as the Sorcery Globe fell upon our heads one day, so you have also appeared out of thin air. If that stone is the source of the chaos, then we believe that only you can cut through the chaos and save us.
Man, this is really funny to think about for those that actually know the plot of Star Ocean 2 and what happens at the end of Disc 1, I want to say.
But I'm
Don't
just,
Don't spoil anything, but hey, think about that.
The cataclysms are still ongoing as we speak. Strings of earthquakes like nothing recorded before. Docile animals turning into fearsome monsters. It will not be long before disaster befalls this humble village, too.
But I'm not anyone special like your story said. How am I supposed to deal with some kind of magic meteorite?
I just have a gun, my man.
If you are not, then where did you come from? And where are you going?
I don't know how to explain it, and even if I did, you wouldn't understand it. The only thing I can tell you is that I'm here because of an accident, and not because I wanted to be here. I just want to go back to where I came from. That's all.
You must have your reasons, but you must let us know more before we can make sense of this.
I know, but that's all I can tell you.
Very well. If you insist on it, then I am sure there is at least some truth to it. We will have to accept that you are not the hero of light after all.
How can this be?
I'm sorry. This is probably not what you all wanted to hear.
Not at all. It is our own fault forcing you to be someone you are not in the first place.
I do like how, mature this game is at this point. This is a game that was made in, late 90s, early 20s. And Claude here is responsible enough to be thrown into a situation known knows that he has a severe technological and knowledge advantage over fucking literally everybody in this entire planet, and is still mature enough to say, hey, I don't know what you're, like, talking about, guys. I'm not anyone special, I'm just a dude. I just need to get out of here, instead of, like, trying to, you know, actually save the day. 1998? Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, what do you mean by Blackthorn, Jaredon?
I'm sorry about this.
Reyna!
You should probably leave her be for now. She believed with all her heart that you were the hero we needed. I'm sure she will be over it soon enough.
Reyna.
There is one thing I would like to ask of you, Mr. Kenny. Please, if you can, try to avoid acting in a way that would confuse others. I am, of course, referring to the Sword of Light, but if you could, I ask you to be prudent with your behavior in general as well. As I explained to you, things have been unsettled ever since the Sorcery Globe landed. People are anxious and uncomfortable. To have someone who matches the description of our legends suddenly appear in these circumstances, well, hopefully you can understand why people like Reyna were holding out so much hope for you. So I do ask you to be mindful not to instill that hope into people. Please, that would be easier for everyone.
I like this setup a lot because they set up a lot of window dressing for the plot as to why Claude can't, you know, act on the one advantage he has on the, on a planet like this. Because in the games going forward, they do a lot less time setting up background stuff like this. And they also basically handwave any advantage a main character would have by invoking the UP3, the Underdeveloped Planet Protection Act. And people would be beholden themselves to this ephemeral law that no one would really be able to enforce upon them. Like, as mentioned before, if I were like to land on a foreign planet with a Mac-10, and the law told me I would not be able to use, should not use the Mac-10 at all, I would fucking follow that law. If somebody attacked me, I'd shoot him with a gun. But here they say, yeah, you have a weapon, but you probably shouldn't use it because you would instill false hope in people, and while we can't really stop you, it'd still be a little fucked up. And it makes a lot more sense than, oh, this space law won't let me use my gun.
Yes, Mayor. I'll try my best.
And I'm gonna also let you in on a little secret. Claude doesn't really follow the rules here.
Well then, on that note, Mr. Kenny, what's your next order of business?
I wish I knew. I thought maybe I would try to find something that'll get me back home, but...
In 3, the first boss we run into is a shithead who's abusing his advanced knowledge to fuck over it. Oh yeah, huh? That's a good point, Broken Mind.
Why don't you stay here in our village for a while? You can stay in my house for as long as you like. Perhaps you'll be able to find out something useful while you're here.
I don't know, I feel like main characters shouldn't beholden themselves to, you know, laws that they can't possibly be enforced upon them. And believe it or not, in 6, they give, like, very little fucks about the UP3, and it's kind of refreshing.
Oh, I couldn't impose like that.
Oh man, Shim, do you not remember MP Death?
Not at all. If anyone was imposing
MP
around
Death,
here,
the best
it was
fucking
certainly
mechanic
us.
I've ever seen in my life.
Insist.
Well, in that case, I will accept your offer then.
The moment you realize MP Death is a thing in Star Ocean 3, so many bosses become so much easier.
Did you sleep well?
Yes, very. Thank you.
The mayor will see you downstairs.
There is a boss where if you know what you're doing, you can beat the boss in like 5 seconds because they only have 10 MP. Yeah, 0 MP means you fucking die. You're brain dead.
Good morning, Mayor.
Ah, you're finally up.
It's part of why I want to LP Star Ocean 3. I think
Yes,
it's so funny.
I needed a good night's sleep.
Superb, superb. By the way, Mr. Kenny, if you can't find what you're looking for here in Arlia, you might want to try visiting the town of Salva to the north. Salva's a mining town where you can find people from all across the continent. Perhaps it will prove to be worthwhile to have a look over there.
Oh, everything about Star Ocean 3 is weird, man.
All right. Thanks for the tip.
Don't worry about it. Oh, and one more thing. Your Sword of Light will probably attract too much attention. So please, make use of this sword instead. Finally, if you're ever tired, you can use the upstairs bed anytime you like, day or night.
Great. Thank you very much.
I wish you the best of luck.
Equip the sword. So it seems very benign here, but if you think about it from like a historical perspective, specifically in places like Europe and Japan, weapons were a pretty big fucking deal, and to have one meant like you were pretty well off. So the mayor just giving us a sword is pretty indicative of how wealthy he is. Because, like, one of the big things that I think happened mostly in Japan, but I think also, some warring areas in Europe did it. There would be people that would go to, like, finished over battlefields, just, you know, mass graves, and steal swords and armor for the express purpose of selling and making some money. That's how big a deal just having a sword is in this era. Well, I should say weapon. So for the mayor to be like, hey, mystery man with big laser gun, have a sword is a pretty big deal. Unfortunately, this is a, oh, by the way, ignore that save file. It's illegal. It's my playtime right now.
Hey, mister.
Huh?
If you're gonna leave the village, you better stay close to the road, okay? The forest is really dangerous.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
Yeah, forests are very dangerous. So we are in a very unique scenario in that, up until about the 2-hour mark of this game, should you just go forward, you have access to the phase gun, which, I don't know if it's as good in this game or not. By the way, no more random encounters in this game. It's the, it's in a lot of other video games, but I like to call it the Persona system of, like, touch a shadow, fight it now. By the way, here's the big thing about this game. Enemies are strong unless you perfect dodge them. Perfect dodges are also how you will typically restore MP. There is also consequence for not getting your perfect guard right. But also, they're stunned. Oh yeah, the gun's still pretty good. Oh wow, it fucking pierces.
Not too shabby.
No, the brake system is entirely new for this version of the game. It's why I jokingly call it the Octopath treatment, because that is a thing in Octopath as well, the brake system.
Be careful.
Yeah, we'll discuss the brake system later, because it gets, pretty gnarly.
That was easier than I thought. Whoa!
I really miss, oh, that's somewhere around 80 points. There's something in place to actually stop you from using the gun? Yes. Like I said, the plot will stop you, Which, you know, makes perfect sense.
Take this! Yeah! That's one for us.
I don't want to grind though because the demo is only 3 hours long, so we gotta fucking we got a time frame to live up to.
Be careful. Got you. Yeah! That was easier than I thought.
Man, if you're talking about Octopath, keep an eye on Koshi's stream because he's thinking about doing Octopath at some point. And I'm actually kind of really excited about that. Because I feel like he'd enjoy that game, and also I just like to watch it again. James, I do like the fact that they kept the store names. James, though, not really remarkable. Yeah, one of the big criticisms of Octopath is the lack of, like, conversation between characters. Man, this fucking music, man. Portrait B. So the fun thing about these is that, I believe these affect social links. Books and portraits are the things that directly affect social links, I just forget how. Man, my sinuses are going fucking haywire. Holy shit. Hey, look, twin swords! I wonder who equips those. Could it be my favorite character who in a... Actually, that's a very good point I gotta check on real quick. Well, let's get a leather helmet. And, leather greaves. Auto-equip that shit. What does our stat menu look like? Okay. So, take a look at our luck our stats. Take a look at luck. Notice how luck is 3 digits. There is one character in this game whose luck stat is only 1 digit, and it's 3. Ooh, yeah, that's a good point, Divine Hero. Let me navigate this menu real quick. Oh, I can change names here too. That's great. Yes, there are talents in this game. I believe, much like in the original game, all of the characters' talents are randomized except for one that they always get. Like, I believe Claude will always have design sense. But this Claude rolled composition, rhythm, and acoustic sense. I forget what it is, but I believe Nimble Fingers is one that you absolutely fucking want the main character to have. Oh, yeah, everyone say it. Nimble Fingers, yep. Because, pickpocketing is in this game, and it's really, really important. Which is why, if I do in fact stream this game, I might actually have to redo the save file again, because I kind of fucking need quick fingers. I think I gotta talk to some NPCs here as well in order to trigger the next flag. So that's what they're calling it these days, polishing rocks. You know, I just had a thought. One thing that Star Ocean games don't ever really do Even though the UP3 is a big fucking thing, you'd think the sci-fi characters would get, you know, contemporary clothes to the area. Oh, hey, look at this. They're talking about talents from a talentless youth. That would require each sci-fi character to have 2 sets of sprites. Yes, but that wouldn't be too hard, would it? Fucking, Tales of Eternia did that for the, Arctic area. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the mayor's son and how he's become quite the delinquent lately after polishing his rocks. Fucking Linga, man. Is that what I think it is? Is Linga where we pick up explosion pills, chat? Wait, what do you say? Oh, yeah, okay. So, this guy sets the precedent that Linga is the most technologically advanced area in this planet, and even then they don't know what the fuck Claude's talking about. And yeah, of course y'all motherfuckers would do Linga balls. Shut up. But yeah, the big thing that I like about this game is that the minimap tells you where to go for the plot, which is nice.
Well, shoot. This planet's even more backwards than I expected. I can't find any leads anywhere. Nothing's popping up on my communicator either. Oh well. Guess I'll go back to Arlia and figure out what to do next.
I like Claudia's like, man, this place is so fucking backwater, I can't even get Wi-Fi. What the fuck? Yep, I figured as much, Carmine, when I realized what the NPC was talking about. Also, I like the town of Lasagna. That sounds delicious. So does this introduce it here? Hey, you know how someone in chat was talking about all the annoying fucking backtracking in the game? Guess what, motherfucker? We have fast travel up in this bitch! Wonder what's going on in town!
What's everyone out here for?
Ah, Mr. Kenny, Rain is in trouble.
Reyna?
Hey, Yami,
what
what's up?
happened to her?
Mr. Kenny, do you know about the son of the mayor from the next town over?
Oh, you mean the delinquent? Yeah.
Yes, a little.
Then I'll cut right to the chase. Alan has taken Reyna away by force.
Taken her away? Where?
I'm afraid to say this, but I believe he took her back to his mansion. He's one of Reyna's most overzealous suitors. I never thought he'd be the sort of man who would take things this far, however.
I like the implication that Reyna gets a lot of people
What are you
trying to,
standing
like,
here
propose
for?
to her.
We've got to help her.
I'm afraid things aren't that simple. Alan's the son of the mayor. He's one of the most powerful people in his hometown.
We could face retaliation in one form or another. Not that I accuse the mayor of being such a base individual, of course. I'm merely saying that the possibility of such a thing is much greater than zero.
Alan also has a gang of thugs to serve as his personal guard. I imagine he threw his money at all the local ruffians he could find. His gang all look tremendously tough. If we tried to confront them head-on, we would have no chance against them.
But still!
Something like this has never happened before. I'm at a loss as to what we could possibly do.
Oh, Reyna. My Reyna.
Back to town
Then
music.
I'll go save her. Since I'm not from this village, my actions shouldn't have any effect on the rest of you. I'm just a random nobody who decided that Reyna could use some of my help.
But Mr. Kenny, it would be too dangerous to try and take them on by yourself.
I can and I will. I have my sword of light, remember?
Claude, you stupid motherfucker.
Just wait for me, all right? Don't worry.
Mr. Kenny.
Please save her. I need Reyna back.
And like Claude here's like, don't worry, I'll save her. I got the fucking sword of light, remember? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge in front of a fucking priest.
I know. I promise I'll get her back to you.
Does the instruction manual detail the backstory of Claude? Because I tried to remember if he was kind of like this big fucking dork to begin with. Where is the item shop here? Where do they have one? How are the pears, the peaches? Oh, we're getting there. We're in fact gonna do our first dungeon. So hey chat, somebody mentioned that eventually there's gonna be a reason as to why you can't use your fucking laser gun to give you all the advantage in the world.
Damn it, it's locked. Guess I'm blasting my way through.
Claude doesn't give a single fuck.
Sweet.
Fuck locks. Blowing this door open.
Huh? Crap, my phase gun's almost out of energy. I'll need to lay off it for a while. But
Your
there's no turning back now.
Your gun runs out of batteries. Wah wah.
Whoa! What was that?
The Sword of Light.
Oh, he does that in the original game too. He's like, Reyna's in trouble? Fuck this! Bang! So phase gun is disabled for the rest of the game. Which will be really funny later on.
What's that? This is Reyna's hairpin. What's it doing in here?
That's what I appreciate about Claude. He's like, yeah, I should be tactful, but if someone's in danger,
If Reyna's
fuck the
hairpin was
Knicks.
dropped in here, that could only mean one thing.
So the funny thing about this is that that little sprinkle, that little twinkle there, that is an original clue from the game. They do that in the original game too. But if you notice over here, they got like drag marks too to just especially hammer it home, and I kind of like that detail. I also wanted to see this. But also this. That just looks like a fucking Nokia phone.
I knew it.
I do enjoy that video wiggles.
Are you okay? Who did this to you?
Who are you? Hurry! He kidnapped Reyna!
I'm Reyna's friend. Is she down this way?
Reyna's been taken away, deep inside the Salva mines. Alan paid me to build this bizarre altar for him. I think he's set on taking her there. I tried to stop him, but...
Oh my god, that
he
is
overpowered
Bato!
me.
Shit!
So he's inside there?
Right. Be careful. Something's not right with Alan.
All right, wait here, okay? I'll come back for you once I find Reina.
Just imagining that one scene.
Sorry that I can't help.
Just imagine that one scene in Ghost in the Shell where Bato just like opens up a door in a fucking bathroom. It's just like, just as a dude's pissing, he just opens up a window, is like, "Hey there," and then beats the shit out of a guy while he's pissing. Hi. Save here because this could be dangerous. So who remembers this song? Cause who, buddy? This takes me back.
Be careful.
Oh, here's another thing. They have a bonus meter in this game. By the way, break meter. When you break their guard meter, they enter break state. They will be stunned for a while and have all crit hits. All hits will hit, and you'll get more bonus meter. How do I target? Come on. Oh, you can also get broken, so you gotta be real fucking careful.
That's one for us.
Yeah, they made the game way harder. Because break didn't exist in the original game, you could just mash every fight out to win. Like, every fight.
Be careful. Air slash! Air slash! Air slash! Yeah! Take this! Not too shabby. Whoa!
I'd argue that symbology wasn't as important in the last game. Because melee combat was way stronger in the late game than magic. Stop following me, Orb. I want to back attack you.
We can win this. I hope. Air slash! Air slash! How about this? Anyone hurt?
We got a new item. A necklace. Does that affect anything? It does give dodge. Yeah, damage is normal, it's just that break is mainly there to offer some crowd control more than anything. And you still have to attack someone to break them, so damage is always going to be fair. Whoa! That's also a pretty funny consequence of the break system.
That was easier than I thought.
I don't remember Octopath, like, demeriting you for not breaking. But it's definitely, like, not as mean as what we've, as some other games. Quietly gleaming minerals. The mining town of Salva is home to rich veins of metals and gems that find their way into weapons and accessories. Though small, the gemstones are high-graded and popular as gifts. Well, they just give us a ruby, huh? Holy shit. I wonder if you can still make your way into, like, the overpowered part of this dungeon.
Anyone hurt?
Oh, they don't let you. Well, this is the demo, so that's probably why they don't let you. That's plot. Is there items I missed?
We can win this. I hope. Air slash! Air slash! Air slash! Not too shabby.
Hey Wayne, I'm still trapped in the past here. I'm wondering about symbology. Do you mean symbolism? Symbology, for when you get this eventually, Malage, is basically the magic of this game. It is casting magic through symbols. And it is the magic that appears in every Star Ocean game because it's better than just, calling it, magic.
Be careful.
Or sorcery in some regards.
Air slash! Air slash! That's one for us.
Let me tell you, once we get to Mars, you're gonna learn all about symbology. Ooh, buddy. I also remember Air Slash being faster, but I wonder if it's because I have never leveled it up.
Whoa!
Ooh, Meteor Palm, huh? Might actually be good to learn here. That wasn't pairing to Peaches, was it?
We can win this. I hope. Meteor! Pop! Meteor! Pop! Air slash! Meteor! Pop! Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
I remember when a Claw's skills got worse as you level it because it got much harder to hit. You might be thinking of... I believe it's, the dive skill. Also, I noticed something there when I was looking at the item. Rabbit Risotto in the original game was called Baby Rabbit Risotto, which is pretty messed up if you think about it. Yeah, it's the air dive. Because you do a new animation when you max it out, and that thing has a way worse hitbox than the first version of it. Oh, hey, this guy.
Meteor! Boom! Take this! Meteor!
Sadly, Meteor Palm kind of sucks at long range. You really want to use it close. Speaking of risotto, I tried making it again. It was better than my last attempt. That's good to hear. The one time I had risotto, I didn't really like it. But I think it's just because I got it in, like, a restaurant, which probably wasn't the best place to get it.
That's close enough.
By the way, Alan did get some voice acting.
So you're Alan. Let Reyna go. Do you have any idea what you're doing?
By the way, for some weird reason in the original game, Alan was named Alan Tan.
If you'll excuse me, sir, we are in the middle of a holy ceremony. In just a moment, we will be together as one. I would appreciate it if you would show some respect. Now then, my Reyna.
By the way, funny thing about this, if you're playing as Reyna, after Claude leaves for Salva, Alan appears, and then you just black out and wind up here. You don't even get to do this dungeon.
No! Mr. Kenny, help me!
Stop it! This isn't anything holy! You can't force someone into marriage like this!
Force? I think you're a tad mistaken here. We are in love with each other. Love with each other. Love!
Alan?
Love with...
Oh no!
Mr. Kenny!
Damn it! Look out! Don't let your guard down!
Be careful!
By the way, you get Reina for this fight. I hope you're ready for her to die instantly. Oh wow, she starts with press.
That's one for us.
That fight went way quicker than my first time playing it. They didn't make a special combat sprite for Arena without her. They didn't do it in the original game. But yeah, when I first played the demo, Alan went straight for Rita and killed her fucking instantly.
Ooh, great!
Reina, are you alright?
By the way, if you notice the shackles there, the shackles were already unbound. Reina's sprite was just covering them when she was there.
Yeah.
What happened to this guy, Reina?
I don't know. Ever since he came to Arlia, it's like he was possessed by something.
Like that weird rock that fucking exploded? Huh.
But people don't just turn into this kind of monster. What's going on here?
Alan, you were such a good person, too.
Reina.
Why did this have to happen? Alan!
He's still breathing.
Where am I? Huh? Reina, why are you here?
Alan! You're back!
What do you mean? Oh, my head's spinning. I feel like I've been stuck in a dream for days.
Claude sounds too nasally. Because he is voiced by Shinji Ikari, and I think it really fits, honestly.
I guess that stone was what caused all this trouble. Once it's gone, that was enough to turn him back to normal.
I'm so happy for you.
Let's go back to the mansion. We can figure everything out over there.
I did all of that?
Some of the word too much like a nerd. He sounds like a rookie that is placed in like a very like grand circumstance, you know, like Shinji Ikari. Except unlike Shinji, who's unwilling to, you know, take up the mantle of like doing what's necessary, Claude's like, nah, fuck that, shoot the lock, let's save the girl.
Yes, you did, I'm afraid. It was a terrible experience.
Wow. I can't remember a thing. You're telling me I had Bosman build that altar for me?
Also, I don't think Alan had voice acting in the original game.
Yep, it was about 2 weeks ago that you sent me the order. And now that I think about it, that was around the time I started to notice you acting strangely. Like you were in your own little world or something.
It must have been that stone. Whatever power that stone's emitting was enough to mentally transform you.
Oh, and also physically, but we're not going to address that.
I think you're right about that. The first time I saw that stone, it was like something swelled up inside my head.
That sounds like
I felt
cancer,
I
my
could
man.
literally do no wrong. That I was right, and everyone else was to do my bidding. I don't remember much after that, but I don't think I'll ever be able to forget what it felt like at that single moment.
Alan.
Reyna, I'm sorry. I know I was unconscious during that time, but I feel terrible for doing those things to you.
Yeah, it's nice. It really shows the stakes because the mayor and Reyna talk up about like catastrophes plaguing the world, and at one point the mayor says it won't be long until Arlia Town is also beset upon by tragedies. Then, if you play as Reyna, you have the backstory of Alan, who like seems normal but then appears suddenly acting alien like this. So it's really cool to set this precedent of, hey, things are actually escalating and this is becoming a real pressing problem.
Don't feel bad, Alan. Besides, you're back to normal, and I know the real Alan would never do anything like that.
Alan, you and I are good friends, and then it's just like a knife to the heart.
Thank you.
We better hurry back to Arlia. Your mom's worried about you, Reyna.
Yeah.
I need to go explain what happened to everyone in Salva. Hopefully they'll be understanding.
By the way, say goodbye to Alan. He will never appear in the video game again.
Reyna!
Well, looks like we owe you our thanks once again. You saved Reyna's life not once, but twice now.
Oh, no. I hardly did anything worth thanking me for.
So is that what started this whole little episode? That little stone he found in the Salva mines?
It's interesting that he found it in the Salva mines, because if I remember right, that stone is not relevant until, like, hour 25.
That's the only explanation I can think of. When the stone shattered, Alan snapped back to normal.
First you go mad, then you transform into a monster. That stuff
Oh, they just
almost
spell it
reminds
out
me of
here,
the
okay.
Sorcery Globe.
Yes, it does seem to be that way. Perhaps the two are related somehow.
Yeah, I forgot Reyna spells it out here, which is really funny when you learn what the Sorcery Globe actually is. Then it becomes a wonder of, well, how the fuck did it appear in Salva?
The Sorcery Globe.
That's just something that popped into my mind anyway.
It sounds like the town of Salva is in an uproar right now. As if Alan didn't cause enough chaos, rumors about the hero have made it over there as well.
Oh, I wonder how that happened.
I'm sorry. I know you had warned me about that.
Do not take that as a criticism. It was unavoidable with your mind focused upon saving Reyna's life. Still, the story has spread too far now. Hiding it any longer will prove to be very...
I also do like it here in that, like, a lot of JRPGs will bag on the hero for making a very, like, pivotal mistake there. But this game was like, nah, dude, it makes sense. You were trying to save Reyna. It sucks, but, like, what could you do?
I see.
Would you mind investigating the Sorcery Globe for us, Mr. Kenny? I know this is an awfully selfish request, but frankly, I cannot think of anyone more fitting for the task.
Especially when you got a
I
gun,
as well
right?
believe Alan's fit of madness has something to do with the Sorcery Globe. If you could save him, then perhaps you could do yet more for us.
Mr. Kenny?
The Sorcery Globe. As of now, the Sorcery Globe seems to be the only thing on this planet that has any connection to outer space. I don't have anything else that's even close to a lead right now. Knowing what I know now, it's hard to think of the Sorcery Globe as just a normal meteorite. Finding more about it could prove to be more valuable than I thought.
This would be really funny if this was like that one, like, outer being in World of Horror where it's just a nuclear meteorite that's causing people to go crazy.
All right, I'll do it.
Like, it's not evil or anything, it's not demonic or magical anyway, it's just a chunk of uranium that fell somewhere and mutated people.
You will?
But first, let me just remind you that I'm not the hero. Saving the world is just way beyond me, I'm afraid. But I think the sorcery globe might provide some useful information for my own personal reasons. If I can help everyone else in the process, then I figure it'd be worthwhile, you know?
You mean the Great King of Terror in EVO? Wait. Where the fuck was that question? Oh, right. The meteor drop. I forgot about that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kenny. We will help you out as best we can.
Thank you, but I'm not making any promises.
Could you take me with you, Mr. Kenny?
Oh shit.
Reyna!
You heard what the mayor just said. I want to help out as best I can.
But Reyna, it's going to be dangerous.
I fully understand that, but I just know I will be of some help to you along the way. You don't know very much about this land, do you, Mr. Kenny? So you're gonna need some kind of guide in your travels. I could at least provide you with that, right?
This is a dynamic that happens in every Star Ocean game.
I suppose so, yes, but...
The one was all about the dinosaurs melting from the radioactivity of the Nemesis phenomenon. Oh fuck, I don't remember that.
Come on, Mayor, help me out here.
That's right, Mr. Kenny. Why don't you take her along if that's what she wants?
Is this really your decision to make, Mayor?
Mayor.
I'm sure she'll be a tremendous asset on the road. Please, think it over some.
My mind keeps on changing Kenny to Kennedy. He does look a little Leon-ish, doesn't he?
Okay.
Mr. Kennedy.
But get your mom's permission first, Reyna. I'm not gonna let you come with me unless she gives the green light.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know Reina's gonna fucking lie.
In that case, you should probably head for Cross first. That's a pretty large town, so I'm sure you'll find some leads there.
Oh my god, now that you said that, Divine Hero, I kinda hear that voice with
Take
Rena
care
as
on
well.
your way home, Reyna. It's starting to get chilly, so don't catch cold now.
Oh, I'll be all right. My house is right over there, you know.
I do like how they updated Rena's outfit. It's not ridiculous, but they added a few details that really, like, makes it more distinct. Meanwhile, Claude was kind of always mil-spec.
I know I kind of forced you into this.
No, of course not.
Listen,
Yes?
Oh, Reyna, are you still here? I thought you'd be back home by now.
Have a good night.
Mr. Mayor, it's been like
What's the
5
matter
seconds.
with her? Oh, well, you can't have myself catch a cold out here. Back inside for me. And for you, too.
I also do like the little detail that they put fireflies in the area as well.
Yes, sir.
Oh, they just outright tell you that social links improve now, huh? They didn't tell you that in the original game.
Would you join me for a little chat before bed?
Sure.
You know, when that girl volunteered to go with you, there was a part of me that knew she'd do exactly what she did.
Hey guys, are we ready for some fucking backstory?
Why is that?
Reyna helped heal Alan's injuries, didn't she?
Yeah?
That healing power she has? Nobody else in the village has it.
How do you mean?
Allow me to be frank. Reyna is not Westa's real daughter. Westa found her inside the sacred forest. Reyna was only 2 years old then.
Why'd they, like, line break that too? But yeah, I do like the initial fake out of, hey, Westa has blue hair, Reyna has blue hair. Clearly they're mother and daughter, right? But hey, look at that weird pod over there!
Even I was genuinely surprised when Westa showed up with a toddler in tow. When Westa told everyone she'd raised the child as her own,
this is still the demo, Bubby.
Objection. I suppose they felt sympathy for
The game doesn't
couple,
unlock
as
for
they
like
had never been
another
blessed with a child of
10
their own.
hours, I want to say? 12 hours, probably.
Does Reyna know about this?
No, she hasn't been told. I thought it was still too early. She could already say her own name when we found her, so we know for a fact that Reyna is her real name. Other than that, we have no idea where she came from, nor the reason she possesses the healing power that she has. In other words, everything about her is a total mystery to us.
Hey, here's my stupid ass wondering some stuff here. Are we as human beings able to communicate in like dialogue at 2 years old?
You don't have any clue at all?
Her only possession was the pendant around her neck. But that does not give any insight about her past. There isn't anything aside from that.
You could speak baby speak. I mean, I guess that makes sense if you just say, like, your name.
I had no idea.
Look how late it is. I'm sorry to take up so much of your time. I've already prepared the bed upstairs for you, so please. Please, take good care of Reyna for me.
So I believe in the original game, when they reveal that Reyna's not Westa's child, the pod was also there? So just kind of at the gate, you already suspect that Reyna is not part of this world either. Especially with what the mayor dumps on you right now. She's in possession of magic that no one else knows. And in a loose way has kind of a physiognomy that not a lot of people have either. You know, the space elf.
That's odd. Sounds like something's hitting the window. Is it coming from the balcony?
Also, what window? There's no window on the balcony! Hang on a second.
What's wrong?
I want to talk to you. Can you come down for a moment?
I'll be right there.
Thanks.
So I know Claude's a good boy and would actively do like the civilized thing of going down the stairs, but if it were me in this scenario, I would 200% jump off that balcony and just ride the roof down.
Huh? Where did the mayor go?
I think, if I'm remembering this right, if you play the Reyna playthrough, before Reyna appears here, the mayor actually appears in Westa's house.
Reyna?
It's a good thing I have the mini-map to tell me where Reina goes, because apparently she's really fucking fast. Because in the time it took me to go down a flight of stairs, Reina went all the way across town.
Oh, there she is. So, what did you want to talk about at this hour?
Well, I told my mother I'm going, and, she was pretty surprised.
I would think so. Did she say no?
She didn't say anything, but then the mayor came by.
Oh, hey, I was right.
Oh.
Listen, Mr. Kenny, there's a reason why I want to come along with you.
A reason? What do you mean?
My mom. She's not my real mother. I don't think either of them realize I know, but I overheard them discussing it a long time ago. Father.
What am I supposed to do?
Please, keep your voice down. We wouldn't want Reina to hear us.
That girl's passed out on her bed, now that she's finally had enough of crying for her dead father.
Also, man, why is Westa so loud here?
I am sure this is just as much a shock for you as it is for her. But you are her mother. You need to stay calm, for her sake.
Stay calm? How am I supposed to stay calm? My husband is dead.
I guess it's because Westa is, like, very emotional here and actively yelling.
Westa.
Without him, what am I going to do? I still haven't told her yet. Now that he's gone, I'll have to tell her all by myself. Can you imagine having to tell your daughter that she's not your real child? I knew I should have thrown away that damn pendant. Why didn't I get rid of the last connection to her real parents? She would have been mine, my real daughter.
So you want to search for your real mother?
I do like that scene a lot just because it kind of tells two stories. In that, A, Westa's kind of a multifaceted individual in that she was really wanting to just, you know, make sure that Reina was hers, even though she kind of already was. And B, I might be reading too much into this, but I think Westa kind of rebounded into the mayor after the husband died.
I don't know. I don't have anything to go on besides this pendant. But the fact that whoever gave birth to me cared enough to give me this pendant, I think she must have loved me, at the very least.
It's funny Divine Hero was alluding to the end game of this. This is also very funny.
What about the mom you have now? Westa's the one that raised you. I can tell she has a lot of love and affection for you. What about her feelings?
Also, Claude's really mature here in saying that, like, bringing up basically nature versus nurture. Like, you have your biological mother, but, like, Westa actually raised you.
I love her. She's the only mother I have.
So why all this then?
I want to know what I really am. Where was I born? Why was I in the sacred forest? Where did this power of mine come from?
What about that weird pod I was next to?
But more than anything else, I want to know what happened to the woman who gave birth to me.
This right here, though, this is a very reasonable thing for wanting to seek out your biological parents. Is a question of what happened.
I'm not going with you because I want to leave my village. I'm going because one day I will come back here again. It's getting late. I'm sorry I brought all this up.
No, it's...
Good night.
God, could you imagine all these, like, very heavy emotional scenes being played out with Claude's original goober fucking voice?
Take care of Reyna for us, Mr. Kenny.
These characters seem relatively mature and reasonable. Yeah, they're actually incredibly insightful and aware of each other's, you know, emotional state. 19 and 17 years old.
Yes, sir.
Be careful out on the road.
Which I kind of appreciate, honestly, because you can have a higher level of, like, emotional maturity than your biological age.
Of course.
I just find it really
I'll be
funny,
fine
it's all.
as long as Mr. Kenny is with me.
I suppose so.
Because if you heard Claude's original voice, you would say, that's not a 19-year-old.
Reyna.
Don't worry, Mom. I promise I'll be back soon. Saying goodbye like this makes it all the better when I say hello again, right?
Man, it's so weird realizing that this is just Estelle from Tales of Vesperia.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, right down to the healing powers, too,
Come
huh?
back soon. Okay, Reyna? Thanks, Lucian. Remember to be a good boy, alright?
Okay.
Go on now. Wouldn't want to keep Mr. Kenny any longer than we have to. You'd want to reserve enough time for the trip to Cross, no? It's best if you set off as soon as you can.
So the first thing to do is visit the King of Cross at the castle, right?
That's correct. He will certainly welcome you once you show him my letter of introduction.
Is that...
You'll be able to gather the latest information on what's going on from him.
Is that like a thing? Do kings grant like special audience to them if a mayor of a town within their like within their realm was like, oh hey, could you like grant an audience for him? Because that seems like really like, how do I put this? I don't think a king would have that much like knowledge of their realm to be like, oh, the mayor of some bumfuck farming town? Sure, fuck it, I'll give audience to these kids.
Oh, definitely. I know the king
Yeah, it would
pretty
be a
well
local
myself.
lord, right? Someone of, like, clout and money.
Let's go then, Reyna.
See you later, Mom.
Take care, Reyna.
If anything, Alan should be doing that.
Best of luck to you, Mr. Kenny.
Thank you, sir.
But Regis Philbin here is, like, pivotal to the plot at this point, so it kind of makes sense that he would be doing it. Who the fuck is Regis Philbin again? I just pulled that name out of the ether, and I don't remember why. By the way, all RPGs have it now. Quick heal, baby. But we also have, hey, they even have S-Link values here. Shit. Ah, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That's right. I do like how they have race here, Expellion and Human. Do they show a certain stat? They do. Favorite foods exist in this game. If I remember right, favorite foods are just a full heal in this game. But it lends credence to the item creation. Oh! Son of a bitch, Reyna has nimble fingers. Fuck. But one thing that is everybody in this game has, if they're a magic caster, is that they will always have Blessing of Mana, so that's kind of a non-trait. Getting an audience because someone important is vouching you is pretty normal. But the thing is, Regis is a farming town mayor. I don't think he would have enough clout to get the eye of the king. So, fun fact, this used to be called Press. Press didn't have the earth element, and also, it was a 10-ton anvil in the original game. Now it's just an orb, which is a little odd. Oh, what are we doing? Fucking faster. Oh, actually, shit. A, we'll do chain battles, which is a new thing in this game. Chain battles are a thing in every RPG. They make grinding easier now. Well, I should say in every RPG these days. They make grinding a lot easier.
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
Oh. Oh, I don't like that. It's gotta be 80 points, Claude. It's always gotta be 80 points. It can never be a perfect fight. But the big thing about this game in that while it's contemporary at the time, Tales of Destiny and Tales of Eternia had interjections, Star Ocean had private actions. I find private actions to be a lot more personal, because you can actually talk with the cast in a, you know, willing sense. And in this game is, PAs actually matter because the social link system is a lot more in-depth than Tales games. Oh, hang on a second. Well, that's somewhere around 80 points! Doopa-doopa-doopa-doop. So at this point, you can start developing the relationship with Reina.
Oh, you scared me, Mr. Kenny. How long have you been there?
How long have you been there with the lead stare?
I just came in.
Oh, I see.
What are you up to?
I was just reflecting back on the past a little.
I like how you could just be a dick. But yeah, like, you have actions that basically reflect on how people would respond to the circumstance. I think Reina would want to hear about this.
What were you like when you were a kid, Reina?
Well, I was a pretty quiet child and very polite. I always did what my parents told me to do. What? Don't you believe me, Mr. Kenny?
It's just a little hard to swallow is all.
Well, I'm sorry if you don't believe me, Mr. Kenny.
I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, did I fuck up? Oh no, I think I fucked up. This button. Yes, I did. Wow, that was the wrong answer. Huh. So, friendship level is not really that pivotal. But, like, you know how... But that answer didn't seem mean, right? But the big thing that friendship level affects is basically the ending that you'll get. So, like, say if I were to max the hearts out with Reina and Claude, they would be more than likely to have an ending compared to the other characters. But it also affects a lot of like little things, namely interactions with skills if you're a spellcaster, and the berserk system. If you have two people in a party that have a deep relationship and one of them dies, the other character will enter a rage state and get, I believe, triple the stats. But you know, you get like a narrative reason for doing this, but also a gameplay reason. It's pretty good. But I think that's about all it affects, and it's not really all that important, but it's still a nice thing to work on. It helps flesh out the characters. Like you saw there how Claude basically just kind of bungled it real bad with Reina and now looks like a jackass. There's also a social link here. Sadly, PAs don't really play much of a thing in Star Ocean games beyond this game. They only really come back in 6, and that's because you gotta write a lot of dialogue for this stuff.
What's wrong, Reina?
It's especially wild in this game because there's like a lot of optional characters that you can just not get, and they have social links and endings as well. It's really crazy.
Oh, nothing. Just thinking about my father.
For those that are in the know, there's actually a secret character that you could possibly not get depending on how you play the game. And she has social links with every character in the game, and even has relationship endings with some characters, which is fucking wild to me.
I have to hand it to you, Reina. Losing your father must have been terrible, but You've been dealing with it so calmly.
Oh, not at all. I cried all the time back when it happened.
Mr. Club, that happened when I was like 8.
What's your father like, Mr. Kenny?
A hard ass.
My father? He's a great man, respected by everyone who knows him.
Well, if there was no suffering, it wouldn't be a good Star Ocean game. Yeah, that's why there's only 2 good ones. Though it's kind of a hard sell because the verdict's still out on 6. And I personally like 3, and I acknowledge that it's an ass game, but I still like it.
Wow, I'm jealous. He sounds wonderful. You must be really proud of him, Mr. Kenny.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Maybe too brilliant.
3 is a garbage game, but it's like that delightful kind of garbage that you want to get once in a while to remind yourself that you're alive.
Admiral, we've entered orbit around planet Milokenia.
All right. Give me a surface scan.
By the way, look at...
M-sized planet. Breathable E-type atmosphere. Looks like it's got a lot of ore deposits, especially chromium. I'm detecting life forms, but no evidence of sentient life.
By the way, this is a sci-fi video game where there's aliens and shit. Look at this human crew.
The usual, then. I'll add the data to our star map.
3 is so fucking funny to me because they have 3 forms of human and they're including Human
Wait a
New
minute,
Game
Admiral.
Plus.
There's a point on the surface that's turning up dark in the scan.
What do you mean?
There's an energy field present. But why would there
I forget
be
what
one
Cliff
here?
and Mirage were in terms of, like, species. But, like, their race was just human but biologically tougher. It was really bizarre.
Do we know anything about this field?
Klausians, that's right.
Checking our database.
I have a question just because,
No matches
of a character in
found.
this game. Were Felpools the animal humanoid race in 1? I don't remember. Because I only played a little
We'll
bit
have
of
to
1 and I
land on
wasn't like
Milokenia
too
and check
jazzed
it
on
out
it.
ourselves. Get us down as quickly as possible.
Oh man. That actually explains a lot about Leon then.
Ensign Kenny, I'm appointing you to the landing party.
If I may, Admiral, my duty is to assist you at your command post, not to explore unknown planets.
I'm going down to Milokenia too, Ensign. You're coming with me.
Admiral, what if something happens to you down on the surface?
We're here to discover the unknown, to unlock the secrets of the universe. Who could ask for anything more? I'm just an old man who's too decrepit for the battlefield. Are you trying to deny me the last bit of fun I can have in my life?
I love how 70s sci-fi Ronixus is. Like, he is basically fucking... Not Picard. Who was the original, like, captain of the Enterprise? Well, not Enterprise. Is it the Enterprise? Who was the first Star Trek captain? Kirk. Like, Ronixus is just Kirk with the fucking serials filed off.
But sir... Never mind. Understood.
It's like, man, we're in fucking space. We're here to explore the unknown and report on that shit. You're gonna, like, not? What's wrong with you, kid?
Kurtzman, you take the bridge.
Be careful down there, sir.
Right. Let's get moving.
So, Pike, I don't know who that is, Malik. I don't know, I just like Ronixus there. He's just like trying really hard to have, you know, time with his kid. Pike was the guy who technically died for Kirk to be. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not exactly a Star Trek fan, even though I like, you know, sci-fi in general. This is the sci-fi I like. JRPG sci-fi. By the way, you could control this. You didn't get to do this in the original game. Ah, so this is the age. What did they say he was? 38 when he was Admiral, so it's been 20 years since the events of Star Ocean 1. Lizanians?
So tell me, what logical reason is there for Claude to be in the landing party?
Beats me. Probably dear old dad trying to prop up his son's service record.
Hey, that's also Bato.
Too bad we all couldn't be the Admiral's son, right?
Well, nothing we can really do about it. Even someone like Admiral Ronix J. Kenny can't help but spoil the kid a little.
So yeah, Claude's got a lot to live up to, as he mentioned in the intro.
Is something wrong?
You've been staring into space like you've eaten lead paint.
No. Nothing.
Man, when... Is Claude a zoomer? Or is Ronixus the zoomer? I don't know what time is here. I don't know if that affects relationships, but it's basically just a bit of backstory for Claude specifically. No. Like, the story takes place in the 2200s. I think Ronixus might be a zoomer. That's weird to think about, isn't it? By the way, in the original game, your party didn't follow you, so this is new and interesting. Thank you, Equipment Wizard. You're the best party member here. I saw the Steves. Yeah, it's Square Enix after all. By the way, in the original game, Cross wasn't spelled with a K and it had a single S, and had it was just spelled Cross, you know, like the Christian cross.
Be careful.
We got enemies.
So if you saw what happened when Rena's spell there, you can still see that magic suffers a little bit from still being ridiculously slow. Yeah, I like the combat system a lot better now, because it's not just, you know, mash auto attack to win. Also, man, the overworld looks really nice. Like, there's a sense of weight to the world, you know?
We can win this.
You ready for this?
Hope. Well, I'd say that's worth a 10 out of 10.
No, it's gotta be 80 points. What are you doing? It's all wrong. Claude was always a B student. I would like to end today seeing the third character and how I feel a little embarrassed.
We got enemies.
We can win this. Well, I'd say that's worth a 10
Man,
out
I
of 10.
think Claude is faster now. How deep does the demo go? 3 hours, but also the end of Cross Cave. So if you skip all the dialogue and just go for it, you would get to the end of Cross Cave.
The trip took a lot longer than I thought.
There's nobody around.
So this is a small detail that, like, I personally like, but it's not really important. I like the fact that sometimes you just enter town in certain times of the day, and it's just empty.
The castle looks like it's locked up too.
It's a little like, it's a neat little detail just showing that, you know, the world is alive and people have schedules and shit.
Let's stay at the inn for the night. We can visit the castle tomorrow.
It's something that a lot of JRPGs don't really do, which, granted, it's a very small detail, but it's something I wish more did.
Why, it's Reina! You've been quite a stranger lately.
Hi, Westa. I see you're working here too.
Sorry I haven't been around, Aunt Rachel. How are things going?
Oh, as well as always, I'd say.
I'm pretty sure that's the same voice actor.
Oh, found a new man, did you? Worrying Westa to no end, no doubt.
Well, with the way I acted
He's not
before.
my boyfriend.
Well, you didn't have to shout it like that.
I kind of like this here because I think in the original game he just says, not her boyfriend. Aww. And then Claude's here like, man, you don't gotta fucking yell.
Huh? Oh, nothing.
Well, you're in luck. I've got a lovely vacant room just
Yeah,
for
it
the
is
two of
Westa's
you.
sister, it makes
How about I let you
sense.
stay there for the night? On the house.
It's just kind of funny that they have the same voice as
Are
all.
you sure that's okay?
Oh, nothing but the best for my niece on her special night.
I told you already, it's not like that at all. I swear.
Not at all, huh?
Come to think of it, Mr. Flack paid a visit to town a couple of weeks earlier.
Diaz was here?
But he left soon afterwards. Not that he had any particular destination in mind.
Man. Now that I'm thinking about it, let's talk about Diaz Flack and sister complexes in anime. Cause who, buddy? I'm starting to think of the Diaz plot. I'm just like, oof. Oof.
Well, make yourselves comfy.
Thank you so much, Aunt Rachel.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Take care of Reina for me, all right?
Yes, of course. By the way, I couldn't help but wonder, who's Mr. Flack?
Oh, you know, he's just an audio codec. Nobody ever really uses it, but it's really good.
You mean Diaz?
She mentioned the name earlier, so I was just curious.
His full name's Diaz Flack. He used to live in Arlia like me. Something terrible happened to him, though, a long time ago, and because of that, he left the village.
Well, I'll try to avoid the subject then.
Thanks.
Do you mind if I make one request, though?
What is it?
You really don't have to call me Mr. Kenny. It just makes me feel weird when I call you Reina.
Okay, I'll remember that from now on.
Well, let's get ready for bed then. It's getting late.
Looks like it. Good night, Claude.
Good night, Reina.
Mr. Kennedy. Oh no, I can't believe Reina's actually a Napoleonic midget.
Well, how did things go?
We had a great night's sleep, Aunt Rachel. Thanks for asking.
I like the voice acting here because they're really laying it on thick here.
Oh, you know that's not what I meant.
Can I get new gear here? This isn't the city where they give you freebies, is it? That's later. Man, it's so wild to just see this entire game in 3D now. Like, Cross was way smaller than this. By the way, look at this asshole.
Excuse me.
Let's talk about aliens in Star Ocean. This is the most alien motherfucker you'll see in the entire game.
Oh, sorry. He had 3 eyes.
So if I remember right, that is originally a private action. And yeah, that is a race in this series known as the Tetragenio, which is really funny if you think about it because Tetra's 4. Yeah, you had to do that to get Opera, and they just give it to you there.
This is the front desk for the audience chamber.
This is the place.
Yeah, apparently the third eye makes them really good at perception because they can, like, gauge distance better.
I'll write our names in for you.
Ah, I see you're here on behalf of Mayor Regis of Alia.
Yes, sir. I'd like to have an audience as soon as possible, if I may.
Man, if I had the reins for a new Star Ocean game, I would go fucking wild with the characters. Like, my first thought is, I'd probably make a Tetragenio as the main character. And I'd make, you know, actual aliens. Let's get some fucking fish people up in this bitch.
Very well. If you could kindly wait until I make the arrangements.
One of the main characters would probably just be T-Zoc from, you know, King of Fighters, except an actual bird person.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome to look around the castle until the time comes.
God, how sick would it be if you played a sci-fi spacefaring RPG and one of your characters was a buff eagle man that did wrestling?
That would be great. Thank you. We're in, Claude.
Oh, right. So you just kind of have to do stuff to pass time, so they label every NPC in here as, like, a mission objective. I wonder... I'm gonna be a naughty boy and see if I can sneak in an advantage on something. Well, not an advantage, but like a viewpoint. Don't think about the prince very much. He's actually not entirely relevant at all. So Joachim from Shadow Hearts 2. I mean, when you're gonna reduce it like that, the Joachim was pretty fucking cool. Stop right there! You shall taste the hammer of justice! Also, let's just rob the king, you know? God, the introduction cutscene for Joachim was hilarious. Portrait of Prince Klauser, Klauser T. Klaus, who is known for sneaking out of the castle to cause trouble. The virile visage bears an uncanny resemblance to someone. You never see this character in the original game. Portrait A? Oh, I guess it just shows you a portrait, huh? Wait, that's it? Well, I guess we get to see details that we wouldn't see, like Reina and her, knee-high socks? Let's see, if we go over here, does that let us? No? Is this not the area? It is. But not here. I would love if they made the comment about Vera was only there if you played as Claude. I didn't realize that her boots had knee articulation. That's actually really interesting. Ah! So they're not here yet. Those that have played this game are probably realizing what I'm trying to do. Yes, that's exactly it.
Just remember to be careful.
Use a condom.
Pardon me.
King Cross, why doesn't your courtroom have a cross in it?
It is an honor, Your Majesty.
Ah, it's you, Reina. It has been a long time, hasn't it? I can hardly recognize you.
By the way,
you've grown to be even more beautiful than what I've heard from Regis.
So apparently Regis is in fact very influential, but also this king just fucking knows everyone apparently?
I'm glad to see you in good spirits, sire.
Oh, there's no need for formalities, Reina. What can I do for you today?
Yes, sire. We have begun to conduct an investigation into the Sorcery Globe. As part of that, we were wondering if Your Majesty could give us whatever information on the globe and its properties that you currently possess.
Heavens, you're the one conducting this investigation?
Yes, sire, and we are treating the job with as much resolve and determination as it deserves.
Well, if that be the case, then it wouldn't do to hold anything back from you.
By the way, look at the bottom right corner.
I don't need to remind you of all the earthquakes and volcanic eruptions that have occurred.
I was trying to see if I would see her.
However, the exact cause of this activity remains a total mystery even to us.
Have you given any thought to the idea that the Sorcery Globe is behind all this?
Well, without some kind of evidence to back up that theory, it is difficult to be.
Oh no, the UI is blocking her. You can barely see her. Here. I'll put away my daughter for a bit so you can see. Hiya.
I hear that people and monsters are fighting a pitched struggle in El Kingdom territory at present. Unfortunately, few details have been given on the scope of the battle or the number of casualties incurred as a result.
I like how you just see this very distinct sprite here and try to think they want you to think nothing of
Are there
it.
any ships right now that can take us to El?
There are, but they have been strictly regulated. Wild rumors have a way of spreading quickly during wartime, needless to say. I am afraid we know very little about the machinations of the Sorcery Globe ourselves. Or rather, it would be more accurate to say we know nothing at all.
Haven't you sent a team to investigate it?
I have, but unfortunately, any hope for their return seems to have perished at this point. To sum up the current situation, despite all our best efforts, we have failed to obtain even a trace of information about the Sorcery Globe.
The Swede?
I see.
That's why we've decided to enlist the help of any willing adventurers in the area.
Man, this really is just an isekai, isn't it?
That explains all of the adventurers we saw in town.
I hardly need to remind you, Reina, that your investigation into the Sorcery Globe is an extremely dangerous endeavor. If it were up to me, I would sincerely suggest that you call off this investigation immediately.
Don't worry, I'll be all right. I have Mr. Kenny on my side here.
Oh, so you have that much faith in his strength. In any case, it looks like you could do with some better equipment.
Motherfucker, I just bought your best sword in town.
here. His Majesty has granted you a travel permit, along with a small parting gift.
So I like the mental thought that all currencies in JRPGs are just based off on the yen, so that the king just gave us $6.
But Your Majesty...
Please, take it. It's a perfectly fitting payment for helping us root out the cause of this cataclysm.
Yeah, it's $6.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty.
If you're traveling to the El Kingdom, the interim transport ship departing from Kurik would be best.
Yeah, $6 would be a lot of money, but it's just
We
very
appreciate
funny
your
to think
generous
about.
support, Your Majesty.
It's not even like $5, like a nice clean number. It's $6.
I hardly even opened my mouth.
It's not just you. Even I felt like I had butterflies in my stomach.
It's hard to have you in an audience with someone knowing that if you say the wrong thing, you can, like, get fucking decapitated. Let's take a look at the travel permit. I think in the original game it was just like a red book. More like a red fold, if anything. Like a folding envelope. Now it's time to meet the next cast member who I was hoping to get to, and I kind of feel like got the shaft in this game in terms of, like, voice acting. At least from what I heard in the demo.
What is the meaning of this? I believe I procured this fair and square.
What the hell are you talking about, lady? You practically stole it from me!
Stole? Exactly when did I partake in something anywhere even close to stealing?
Enough of your crap! Hand it over or you're dead!
Crap!
Wait a minute. I can't just let this go on.
Claude?
I think this was a choice here, actually, in the original game. You could decide to intervene or not.
Who the hell's this little brat?
Hey, you! That's no way to speak to a lady, you know.
What was that?
Let's be a little more civilized here, alright?
Are you talking to me, kid?
If I recall correctly, you were gonna fight me, not this little boy.
What? I'll kill you, you little...
Hey, it is an Alan reskin, isn't it? Wizard fight!
If you want to pick a fight, you'd best choose your opponents more carefully. Not that I'm particularly enthralled with getting in a fight over something I didn't do.
You're gonna pay for this!
Okay, bye. We're never gonna see you again, actually.
Hopefully that taught him something. I must thank you, my boy. You were quite the courageous one.
Boy?
Your bravery has struck a chord inside of me. Truly brilliant.
It was nothing.
So, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like her voice acting was, is kind of stilted, right?
You're blushing, Claude.
By the way, are you the couple who had an audience with the king earlier?
How'd you know that?
Because the big thing I remember about this character is that from the get-go, she is incredibly snarky and sassy.
I just happened to be on a tour of the castle at the time, and I overheard some guards gossiping about two people who got special permission to jump ahead in the king's schedule.
And you realized that was us?
Like, if I remember right, what would the kids call it? This character had a lot of girl boss energy going in.
I wondered what made that pair so special, so I sneaked into the throne room to find out for myself.
That's impressive.
I have some information that I believe you will appreciate. Without going into too many details, I just happened to get my hands on this map from an auction that I attended not long ago. Supposedly, this map shows the way to an ancient treasure hidden inside a certain cave.
So this scene is actually very funny because since the original game was an overhead view, when you would see this scene in particular, she would just dump the map on the ground.
Would you be interested in joining me as I explore the cave?
We really don't have time to go treasure hunting right now.
Oh? Are you sure? You might uncover a hint or two related to your own goal. Well, would you like to come along?
So I think this choice was also in the original game, and I think you could just ditch her here. But having a third character is very good.
An ancient treasure. Maybe it'll provide me with some leads. Sounds like fun. I'll take the offer.
Man, I don't know any of those characters, Carmine.
Ah, I knew you'd come around. My name is Celine Jules. I'm a treasure hunting enthusiast. Now then, let me show you the map one more time.
Rangiku, oh.
See this? First we'll set off for the Cross Cave, which lies east of Cross.
Claude sounds like someone you used to work with. You used to work with Shinji Ikari? Because that's his voice actor.
You mean that natural cave? Everyone knows that place.
Indeed, it's the very one.
I would have thought that anything worth excavating in there was long gone by now.
Well, supposedly this map just recently came to light for the first time.
Wow.
Right. Let's make sure we have all the equipment we need before we depart.
I could get used to having you two around.
I'm not feeling very good about this.
Did you say something?
Me? No. Let's go.
So now we get the big meat of what made Star Ocean 2 very, very remarkable compared to the other games. It had item crafting, and it was remarkably in depth. Because you also had skills that complemented it. But here's also the weird thing about it. If we go to... Oh, she's considered a guest character right now. Interesting. Oh, our menus, please stop. Improve. Oh yeah, in the demo you cannot improve item crafting skills. But I believe you can still do some item crafting. They also tell you the talents you need and the skills you need specifically also support items. What's the Ririka? But yeah, let's do let's do a basic one. Let's do cooking. Oh, I have no items for that. How about, okay, we got crafting. Oh man, 30% success. Wow, they tell you success rates. What the fuck? That's really good. Yeah. So here's the thing that kind of disappointed me personally, just because I found it really fun in the game. In Star Ocean 2, a lot of the items are displayed in, like, full 3D polygonal things for you to examine. But when you would item craft, they would mash the 3D frame around to show you what you were crafting while you were crafting it, and I thought that was really cool. It was one of the big things that, like, drew me to it. It's a small detail to lose in this version of the game, but oh well. Oh, hey, look at that. You can also develop skills by crafting items, and god damn it, Sealing got nimble fingers as well. So now everybody knows it but Claude. Also, let's take a look at the new character, Sealing. She is your other caster, and she's, you know, not very important in the plot, I'm gonna say. Because when I played this demo, I completely forgot she existed. What's so bad about Nimble Fingers? It's not so bad about it, it's what's so good about it. It is necessary for the trait pickpocketing. But the problem is, only the main playable character who you pick at the game can pickpocket, because that is the focus character, and you can only pickpocket reliably in social links. So if the main character doesn't have pickpocket, you lose out on a lot of stuff. But yeah, if I remember this game right, and we picked up an item. Oh, they just tell you the favorite food. Yeah, it's not known, but Sealing's favorite food was baby rabbit risotto. But yeah, this is a new system that they got in the game. Where is the guild? Man, this game is kind of loud. I'm gonna turn down the volume just a little bit. There we go. Man, that thing was, oi. The trumpets in that scene were blaring, so I was like, fucking... So, the way skills worked originally in this game is that you would just buy them here, and you would get them. It looks like in this, though, now, they give you rewards for doing crafting items. Also, fishing is a skill that is actually new for this game. I also wonder where a save point is, because I'm wondering where we are technically in terms of progression. Because the demo is only 3 hours, and we've been streaming for 3 hours, but I'm pretty sure we don't have 3 hours tracked. They show playtime? No, they don't. Huh. Look at that. Oh, hey, there's a save point. It looks like they don't count the initial cutscene. But we would only have 15 minutes left, and sadly they don't show a lot of item crafting, so I can't show off all the systems in this game. But I think this is a good place to call it, and I'm wondering when we're gonna do this, because I definitely like to play more of this game. I really like Star Ocean 2 a lot, and I kind of want to show it off. And I feel like this game is a really good way of doing it, because man, it looks really fucking good. We'll call it here for the evening. And hopefully by next Monday, I should have the actual game ready to go. But until then, Dokapon Kingdom 2 tomorrow, probably. I'd have to see how the team is feeling, though, because apparently Torpo's been dealing with some sleeping stuff, and I don't know how Tiger is doing these days.